Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? 'Cause baby, I can't believe there's something like you could happen to me.
Hi everybody, it's been a little bit. Hope you had a good Halloween and got a bunch of candy and stuff, because Halloween was not that long ago. Someone requested me to do this, so I'm like, okay, cool, let's figure this out. And I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because it's 1:33 a.m. right now as I'm doing this, and I'm kind of tired and it's about time I get some sleep. So, without further ado, Justin Timberlake melody. There's a little bit of things I need to explain, but not too complicated. Let's dive in.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? 'Cause baby, I can't believe there's something like you could happen to me.
So what I did there was kind of a variation of like the lead or overlay vocal that I like to call it. So there's probably something under him doing something like identical, because he kind of does like tricks over top. So he's like, could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? But there's God has meant for me, which should be following what he did. Now I'm gonna show you that little piece there.
Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me?
Because that part is actually harmonized, and something like you. It goes like you, but Justin does like the overtop with something like you, to do like tricks over top, you know what I mean? So there would be a vocal that's probably him, and it's doing like basically almost identical, but keeping the notes straight, so it's a nice harmonized neutral vocal piece. You know what I mean by neutral? It's not like he's not like doing tricks, shaking around. So like that would be more of the harmony set. So it's kind of both of them. Anyway, that's all you need to know. Just he ends up doing like overlay stuff, whereas there's stuff under him that is its purpose is to harmonize and be a part of the harmony set. Okay, moving on. Okay, JC is usually the next guy in these things. Higher harmony. Actually, I forgot. Chris and JC are both singing the high harmony in this little section here. You can kind of hear Chris Kirkpatrick's voice. High harmony ends up being added, so that means Chris Kirkpatrick jumps up. But I guess he didn't want to sit around doing nothing in that bit. Sounds to me like he's doing the high harmony with him. So that's what I conclude. Goes a little something like this.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? Something like you.
I'm trying not to fall asleep. Okay, so who's the next on the list here? Joey. His vocal's really quiet in this. I'm like, is he even there, man? But if you pay attention closely, you can hear there's an interesting note. Like the way the melody goes, you would expect him to jump up, like knees get so weak, like knees get so weak. See how nice that sounds? So weak, but he doesn't do that. He stays so weak, like he just stays straight. It's kind of straight here. I'll show you. So next one is Joey Fatone. It's under the melody. And goes a little something like this.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? Something like you.
Oh no, we forgot to smash up the first time. Oh well, I'm not going back. Okay, so we're gonna smash it up. And let's see what the 3-part sounds like. Goes a little something like this. Before I say that, before we do that, so if you listen to this song and pay attention and listen very closely, you can hear that Joey's harmony is what I like to call a little bit off, or a fighting ring a little bit. Because if you listen, you can hear that his note doesn't end off like jumping up, whereas Justin would up. And if you want to have like a nice harmony sound, see, I'm sure there's terms for these things, and I just don't know what they are. So these get so weak, so weak, so weak, so weak. See how nice that would be together? But he goes so weak, like he just stays straight.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? 'Cause baby, I can't believe there's something like you could happen to me.
Okay, next is Kirkpatrick, and he's always doing the highest harmony, which is interesting. It's always the highest harmony. So let's say the melody, well, unless he's singing the melody in the particular song, which usually he's not singing melody. So if you get a guy doing melody, he's doing the highest of the harmonies, not the highest harmony, the highest of the harmonies. Well, I guess the highest harmony, but the harmony would be lower than the melody. See what I mean? So you'd be doing the highest of the harmonies, which is interesting. Because he's not doing anything above. So for the structure of the song, he'd be doing something under. Sometimes they have acapellas where he switches from up and down, which I gotta give props to Nsync, because that's gotta be hard to get used to. Get used to an arrangement where you gotta go up and down. Plus, you have all other arrangements that you're working on and past arrangements. So yeah, that takes a lot of practice. Definitely. So he comes in later with a high harmony similar to Joey's, except on a high octave. And except he does a little extra thing, like you, which creates what I like to call a perfect 4. Let's listen to it.
Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? Something like you.
Also, remember that he was singing with JC in the beginning with the high harmony, not the double high harmony, but the high harmony. Then he jumps up to the double high harmony. Let's smash it all up and hear what it sounds like.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? 'Cause baby, I can't believe there's something like you could happen to me.
Sweet. Okay. Last but not least, let's add bass. Now, from my understanding and from my listening and my studying, the bass is the melody except low, except for the end. He ends up copying Chris, which I like because he chose to spice it up. Or whoever chose, I don't know, not director, producer, I don't know. I do know Nsync does. I've heard that they like to do their own harmony arrangements. I believe I heard that the Christmas album that they did, they put together most of the arrangements. So cool, man. Lance, low stuff. Here we go.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? Something like you.
Have you ever noticed that Justin Timberlake, he pronounces O like almost like an A? Like when he goes happy, he goes ha, not like ha. It's like ha-let, not like totally like hal, but it's like ha-let. So in this song, he goes God, like God. It's like subconsciously I sing it like him. It's kind of like it's almost like a complete A, but not. I don't know. He just pronounces it like that. Just something I noticed. Yeah. Let's smash it all up together. And then you get all 5 members of Nsync. And yeah.
Something happens when you look at me, I forget to speak. Something happens when you kiss my mouth, my knees get so weak. Could it be true, this is what God has meant for me? 'Cause baby, I can't believe there's something like you could happen to me.
Yep, and that's that song. Yep. So, yep. Check. Okay, so yeah, that's how that song goes. Thanks for the request. Hey, if you watch my videos, thanks a lot. It means a lot. I ended up looking up some of my old stuff, and I was like, I like doing this. Yep. It's November now. Are you guys excited for Christmas time? November means that people are starting to get their Christmas going, getting a little hyped. I know you Americans, and I don't know if everyone else celebrates it. I actually don't know. I probably should, but I don't. I know you guys, the state celebrates. They celebrate Thanksgiving later than we do here in Canada. I don't know about everywhere else. I'm sorry. I probably should know about it. I'm not educated on the subject, but in Canada we celebrate it earlier. So I don't know. Has Thanksgiving passed yet? See, I don't know, but I don't think it's passed yet. It's the 8th. I don't know when your Thanksgiving is, but I don't think it's the 8th. Anyway, so you excited for Christmas? I am. I like Christmas a lot. I love Christmas. Like, I get all going. I like try to make the season last for me. Like, I make sure that I listen to a bunch of Christmas music and get filled up with the Christmas spirit and all that good stuff. Big plans for this year, even for this channel. For Christmas time, I mean. I want to make a lot of cookies and junk, and I'm talking too much. So, yeah. Anyway, I love Christmas. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with bells of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everybody's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. So yeah, peace and love and ice cream cake. God bless. Bye.